Hey, happy Self Care Sunday, everybody. It's Carmelita Turner, the realest realtor you know. I hope that you are loving on yourself this Self Care Sunday and every day, not just on this one pagan holiday. Um, or whatever you believe. Valentine's Day has never been a big deal for me, but I do think it's a nice reminder that we should always love on ourselves and those that are near and dear to us every day. It was funny because on this Self Care Sunday, I've been doing a lot of self care, resting, sleeping in, catching up on my thoughts, organizing my space, just really enjoying myself, eating good food, watching good movies, um, just catching up on some things that I don't do during the week. And I started thinking about where my love of knowledge started. Very early on this morning, this kind of came to me. I had the opportunity to hear a really great message, of course, from Pastor Battle of Zion Church. If you don't know them, you can find them online, Zion Church online. And today he was talking about how problems become opportunities. And it was so interesting because I have always operated in some capacity or profession where I solve problems for people. And I'm good at it because I put in the work, I put in the research, I acquire the knowledge. So I started thinking, like, where did my love of knowledge first start? And I was laughing, even thinking about Valentine's Day because, I'm like, listen, I do a great job loving me first, loving my family, loving Black people. That's my order. Now, does it mean I hate other people? No, it just means that's how I start. I start with me, mine, and those that look like me. And then everybody else is loved thereafter. And that, let me see, is absolutely fine. Because guess what? Other groups do the same thing. So I started laughing when I thought about why people are always, Black people in particular, are always walking around on eggshells like they should be ashamed to be proud of being Black. And let me say this, even also for myself. Because of my love and knowledge, I've always been Black first, like from a young age. That doesn't make you popular. Many times people will question your mission, right? Oh, but now all of a sudden, it's popular to be B1. Oh, now y'all wanna come over here now? But let me tell you, we even got love for you. Because even those that were slow getting on this train, we need you too. Because this love of knowledge that I have, it is going to be critical in what is to come. And I was thinking of and looking at, just different things on the news, and I'm like, wow, all these people, talking about Valentine's Day, whatever, which is a bloody pagan holiday anyway. Its origins are bloody. And on top of that, people don't really know its origins. They're like, even Saint Valentine is a culmination of three different people. You can do your own research on this. Again, love and knowledge, right? And I was thinking about how interesting it was that, like, the Catholic Church and the Christian Church, they just kind of came up with their own narrative and interpretation, and then oh Allah, all of a sudden they create this Valentine's holiday. And the more I started thinking about that, I said, you know what? That happens all the time when you let somebody else control your narrative. When you don't love yourself enough to love knowledge and educate your mind. When you don't love the group that you belong to enough that you fight for their narratives to be told in the proper way. It wasn't lost on me the irony of Donald Trump being acquitted for the second time this week, at the end of this week, and the release of what I thought was a well done movie, Judas and the Black Messiah. That led me down another rabbit hole on this Self Care Sunday. I was thinking about, I have known about Fred Hampton since I was younger. Now, mind you, he died a year before I was born. So you can do the math. You know how old I am. But I'm like, when did I first learn about Fred Hampton? Like, who told me? I'm pretty sure it was probably my brother. Um, because I remember at a very early age wondering what it meant to be called a Marxist, what it meant to be called a socialist. These are the words that they used with Fred Hampton all the time, right? A Leninist, I remember looking those words up. Like back then, we legit had encyclopedias and dictionaries, and I had to legit do this research. I remember doing that. And I'm so angry because I cannot remember where that inquisitive part came from. But because of my love of knowledge, I remember knowing about Fred Hampton for years and years. And now, as I'm hearing people react to this phenomenal movie, and if you haven't watched it, you better pay for HBO Max so that you can support this film and watch it. It's well done, very accurate indeed. And also to support the entertainment studio Macro. I don't know how many people know about Macro. Macro's been around since like 2014, 2015. Black-owned company, Charles King. If you don't know about Macro, you should look them up. I think their site is like staymacro.com or whatever. They've been out here. They've been doing things out here, and I think a lot of people don't know. See, that love of knowledge. I've always said that I have all these crazy facts and this knowledge in my head that to me seems common. But the more I'm hearing people say that, maybe they didn't know the story of Fred Hampton or they didn't know about Fred Hampton, because I remember it was learning about him that then had me do even more research just about the Black Panthers, about what they did, all of their benevolent activities in all of these communities. I mean, they were definitely a grassroots organization doing good things, and they had been, their narrative had been stolen. Let me say that. And when that happens, it's a problem. And the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you about how I first learned about Fred Hampton shows how in the Black community, many of our narratives are passed on from person to person. They're told orally. We don't have all these volumes and volumes and volumes of books that we can go to and get accurate information about our own story. So on this Self-Care Sunday, this day of love, which really should be every day for you, love on yourself enough that you continually grow your love of knowledge, your love of self, your physical well-being, your mental well-being, your spiritual well-being. Those are the things that are so critical and so important. And I think for me, I heard the great message this morning, like I said, from Pastor Battle. And one of the things that he really challenged me with was that when something is making you angry, that's your calling. That's what you're supposed to be doing more of. And when I sat with that and thought about the things that really frustrate me the most and make me angry, is the lack of knowledge in the Black community when it comes to many things, especially the importance of owning the dirt and doors that your ancestors died for, fought for, cultivated. So I got to do better. I got to talk more. I have to be in front of more people. I have to keep bringing little tidbits of information to make you love knowledge and want to research it and then act on it, execute it, do something to love on yourself first, your family, and those that look like you. Have a great Self-Care Sunday. Love on yourself every day, folks.